A peculiar feature of the modern world is that we do not judge our success merely based on the amount of wealth or happiness we have accumulated, but we judge it based on the amount of wealth and happiness we have accumulated in comparison to others. It is this ridiculous feature of human behavior where we judge ourselves always in relationship to others that comes under the attack of the sociologist and economist Thorstein Veblen in his 1899 book called The Theory of the Leisure Class. Veblen was born into a Norwegian-American immigrant family. Even though he was born in America, he lived quite an isolated life in a very isolated community, which afforded him an outsider's look at the America of his day and age. That was an America that was undergoing rapid transformation due to industrialization and mass production, which created a class of people that were much more wealthy than ever before, a class of people that Veblen called the leisure class, which was then able to have excess time and excess money available, more so than in previous generations. And it is exactly in how this excess time and excess money was utilized that Veblen was astounded with. It's interesting how economics favors people that are productive through factories, work, or trade. These people contribute to the economy. But then humans, we oftentimes value things that are not really productive and quite wasteful, specifically when we try to show our social status. And as Veblen called this behavior conspicuous consumption, how we illustrate to the world how rich and how successful we are by showing how much time and how much money we can waste by consuming it in ways that is clear that this person has more than he needs. Veblen's writing is very scathing and very critical, a little bit convoluted, difficult to read perhaps now for a 21st century audience, but his point is very valuable. He scratches at a part of the human psychology that is very important. Veblen writes, "Relative success, tested by an envious financial comparison with other men, becomes the conventional end of action." The Srimad Bhagavatam, the great classic wisdom text from ancient India, explains how in Kali Yuga, in the modern world, it is wealth alone that will be considered the criteria of a person's success. If a person simply has money, then he will be considered good, regardless of his actual behavior or his character. And it is this tendency that then Veblen lifts out in his writing. Now, Veblen was himself a little bit critical of religious society because you see that oftentimes even the religious rituals can be means by which people flaunt their status. But the spiritual culture that we see described within the yoga tradition is obviously a culture that has a whole different standard of success. Not success relatively measured by comparing yourself with your neighbor, but success that is measured by your own internal experience. Individual success is classified by the amount of clarity of thought, clarity of purpose, and inner satisfaction that an individual experiences, which are considered to be symptoms of the mode of goodness that manifest and can only manifest by an individual that has good character. And that then is the privilege of purpose. If we find ourselves in a position where we have excess time and excess money, that is a great position of fortune. Very rare to have a birth within this world where we have the opportunity to think or invest in something beyond just mere physical survival. And the culture of the Bhagavatam is then urging us to invest that energy and invest that time into the eternal, because it is there that one will gain clarity, satisfaction, and also fearlessness as one starts to realize more and more about his eternal nature.